used to say that all SAEs, that is fatal and life threatening, that has to be submitted within 7 calendar days. And any SAEs that is non-fatal, non-life threatening, but that followed the seriousness criteria, that has to be submitted within 15 days. So how we are going to do is, like once you start the case processing, that is once you perform data entry and once you make sure medical review is complete, and then after before medical review there will be a QC, and after medical review there will be a quality review. And then what we do is, like once you lock the case, there will be generation of reports, and then it will be transmitted and submitted. Once you receive the acknowledgement, then as PV associate, what you will do is, you should manage and ensure that you received an acknowledgement, and you have to write in an Excel sheet that this case is submitted. Okay, so once that is done, the case ends. But how it works is, for a 15-day report, we will try to submit the case by day 10. Okay, so even the FDA has given by 15 days you should submit, based on the workflow and based about the amount of cases you are getting. We always used to work with internal timelines. By day 10, we just try to submit the case. Why we are working with this internal timeline is, if we submit by day 10, and if there is any error and if there is any failure, we can try one more attempt by day 12, so that if if it is failed, we can try once more. But even if we try this and if we ensure that we are not going to submit in time, then we have to come up with business contingency plan, which I will be discussing later. So we always have to work on internal timelines to make sure that we are submitting it on time. Also, for a 7-day report, usually we set at day 4 internal timelines, so that if there is any errors due to any delay or updates or anything that can hinder the transmission process, in all such scenarios, we can try one more time and try to submit it on time. But in spite of taking all the efforts, if you think that the case is not going to be submitted on day 50, next what you have to come is, you have to come up with a business contingency plan, which I will be showing. Before that, what is happening in E2B is, like once you perform data entry, you need not want to know about all the details what is given here. Okay, you just focus on this generation, transmission, and once this transmission is come success, and once you receive an acknowledgement, then only the case is submitted. Okay, so this is a full workflow diagram which shows that case entry to what is happening till submission. So the 3 steps in submission or generation, transmission, and submission. Okay, previously in April 2020, what they did was, like there were a lot of delay in submitting the cases. So to prevent that delay, they have come up with few guidances that improved the submission process. So one is, previously they used to send some cover letters. Now there is no need for any cover letter, and there are no heads up email to any regulatory authorities. Okay, like SAEs or fatal events or SUSAs, like that. There is no need to write any heads up, and also there is no need for any tracking sheets. Okay, so all these things ensure that they are able to submit on within this stipulated submission timelines. Okay, so how we know that our company is working and we ensure that we are submitting is mainly by managing the acknowledgements, and if there is any failure of transmissions, we just try to retransmit again, because we are working on internal timelines. And then once we receive a positive acknowledgement, we will keep a track record of whether it is received. Okay, so this is what we have to know as a safety associate when we are working in the submission team, because we are not going to submit the case, but if they ensure that this case is going to be not submitted on time because of E2B errors, then we have to come up with business contingency plan. So what are the common errors that can happen, or One is like